Hello, YouTube divers. This is Water Dive 122, and I want to welcome you all to another episode of Magic Metal Mondays. So today we're going to be finishing up the ranking of Stratovarius' studio albums, going from my least favorite to my favorite. So last time we saw each other, we ranked albums number 16 through 9, and we are going to be ranking albums 8 through number 1 in this video. And I just want to preface that from all the albums that we're going to be talking about in this video are just absolutely amazing albums. Like, give or take, these albums could be interchangeable. That's how good Stratovarius are. So, let's get started. So, coming in at number 8, we've got the 1995 album, Fourth Dimension. So, this is where all the magic begins. Timo Tolkki is now strictly on guitar duties. In comes Timo Codipelto, and the magic just absolutely starts here. There are so many awesome songs. My favorites of which have to be Winter, Twilight Symphony, Lord of the Wasteland, the self-titled Stratovarius instrumental, which is just awesome. And minor spoiler alert, another thing that Stratovarius do really well is make instrumentals, especially with Timo Tolkki and Jens Johansson. Oh boy, we're going to be in some real good instrumental territory within these next couple of albums. All right, then we got Galaxies, which is just amazing. Against the Wind has one of Timo Codipelto's best vocal performances ever, as with Distant Skies as well. But my favorite song on the album has to go to Nightfall. Nightfall is a very, very interesting track. It's very dark, and that intro with the flute and sitar, one of the best intros of all time, in my opinion. Overall, Fourth Dimension, a fantastic album, and dare I say, close to being a masterpiece. But it only lands here, number 8, so let's see which albums are ahead of it. So coming in at number 7, we've got the 2009 album, Polaris. This is undoubtedly the best modern album from Stratovarius. And this is also their comeback album at this point, because Timo Tolkki is out of the band, as was their bass player at the time. Still can't remember his name. Sorry. But in comes Matthias Kupanayan, sorry, and Lori Pora, who are both in the band up until this day, and both are amazing musicians on their respective instruments, and both are great songwriting contributors as well. And all of their efforts contribute to the Polaris album. This album is just wonderful from start to finish. You have Falling Star, Emancipation Suite Parts 1 and 2, which are both phenomenal. Winter Skies is a fantastic track. Higher We Go is a great anthemic power metal song. When Mountains Fall is, again, one of their best ballads. Oh, goodness gracious, that song is just completely gorgeous. Deep Unknown is a great opening track. Blind is super, super fun with one of their best choruses. Speaking of best choruses, my favorite song on the album, Forever Is Today, written by the bassist Lori Pora. And yeah, this is just so much fun. This is so much fun. If you just want a classic laid-back European power metal song with that Finnish magic sprinkled in, Forever Is Today is the song for you. It's one of my favorite Stratovarius songs. I love this song. But yeah, overall, Polaris, a freaking excellent album by this band. Comes in here at number 7. Number 6, this one might be a little bit controversial. We've got Infinite from 2000. So, yeah. This album was one of their most popular records, and for good reason. 2 of their most iconic songs are on this album, Hunting High and Low and A Million Light Years Away, the latter of which is my favorite song on the album, and another one of my favorite Stratovarius songs of all time. I think it's just super gorgeous, and Timo's vocals are just out of this world. But then you have other great tracks like Infinity, the epic on here. It's a great song. Celestial Dream, beautiful outro track. Glory of the World is really fun, and this was written by the keyboardist Jens Johansson. And I think that his songwriting skills here are out of this world, no pun intended. And then you also have Millennium, which is a really cool track, and then the two big hit songs that I just mentioned, Hunting High and Low and A Million Light Years Away. But yeah, overall, Impotent, another excellent album. Just no BS. It's just excellent. And now we get into the top 5, and I'm really excited to talk about all 5 of these albums, because these 5 albums are what I consider to be Stratovarius's peak. And I think a lot of Strat fans can also agree that this is their best period, their golden era, if you will. Infinite was also in the middle there, but yeah. Anywho, number 5, we've got Elements Part 2 from 2003. So this is the second album in the Elements duology that the band released in 2003. And both of these albums sort of reflect what Timo Tolkki was going through in his personal life, from what I've read anyway. As I mentioned in the other video, around this time he was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, and all of his mental struggles were starting to really rear their heads in Stratovarius's music around this time. And it's really more apparent in Elements Part 2 than it is in Part 1, in my opinion. Tracks like Liberty, Luminous, Alpha and Omega, I Walk to My Own Song, and Know the Difference in Dreamweaver all kind of showcase a level of sadness, depression, and anger that Timo Tolkki was going through at this time. But then my favorite song on the record is Season of Faith's Perfection. This song is a masterpiece. It is one of the greatest ballads I've ever heard. And again, shout out to Timo Kotipelto for just an absolutely moving vocal performance across this thing. But yeah, overall, Elements Part 2, I consider it a masterpiece. It's, again, another very excellent album from this band. Now let's talk about its predecessor. At number 4, we've got Elements Part 1, also from 2003. I like Part 1 just a little bit more than Part 2 because I like the happier power metal nature on Part 1. And I think the melodies just overall work better on Part 1 than they do on Part 2. And as a result, the songs are more memorable, and they're more fun, in my opinion. But yeah, you got tracks like Soul of a Vagabond, Strato Fortress, which is my favorite instrumental of theirs. It's so insanely good. Then you have A Drop in the Ocean, which is gorgeous. Papillon, which is a really catchy song. It really doesn't deserve to be as good as it is, but I'll take it. Eagle Heart is the big hit off of this album and another one of Stratovarius' most popular songs. I love the song. It's amazing, but I would be content if I didn't hear it again. I like some of their other big hits a little bit more. The 12-minute title track, Elements, is just amazing, especially with all those choir vocals in the chorus. It's so good. But then my favorite song on the album has to go to Find Your Own Voice. This is such a triumphant and anthemic power metal song, and I absolutely love it. And again, this showcases Timo Kotipelto's voice at its very best, without question. All right, so with that said, Elements Part 1 comes in here at number 4. And also before we move on to number 3, the Elements duology is kind of overlooked by Stratovarius fans. Both these albums were pretty successful, commercially speaking, but I don't think a lot of Strat fans, or at least from the Strat fans that I've interacted with, Don't really hold either of these albums in very high regards, but not me. I love both of these albums. So yeah, the Elements duology comes in here at number 5 and number 4, respectively. Okay, so now number 3, Visions from 1997. So this is pretty much the consensus best Stradivarius albums from fans and critics. I mean, it's got 2, maybe 3 of their biggest hits ever: "The Kiss of Judas," "Black Diamond," and "The Abyss of Your" and "Paradise." But those 3 songs are awesome, especially with "Black Diamond." It's one of the most iconic power metal songs in the genre of all time. As soon as you hear that opening keyboard lick from Jens Johansson, you immediately know what you're getting yourself into. "The Kiss of Judas" is also really wonderful, as well as is with "Paradise." "Holy Light" is another one of the band's best instrumentals. It rivals "Strato Fortress" from Elements Part 1. "Before Winter" and "Coming Home" are a pair of 2 absolutely beautiful ballads, the former of which has another one of Timo Cotopelto's best vocal performances. "The Abyss of Your Eyes" is a freaking excellent song, but my favorite song on the album has to go to the 10-minute title track, if you will, "Visions, Southern Cross." This is a masterpiece, and probably my favorite Stradivarius song. I'm being totally real here. This song is so well written, so well produced. And that ending especially is just gives me goosebumps every time. "Visions, Southern Cross" is a masterpiece of a song. "Visions," the album, is a masterpiece, one of the most iconic power metal albums of all time, but it only lands here at number 3. So, number 2 and number 1, both of these albums are super, super close. Really, this entire top 5 is super, super close to one another, but the top 2 especially, because at number 2, my pick for the silver medal, if you will, it holds a really special place in my heart. So number 2 is "Episode" from 1996. This album has the very first song from Stratovarius I ever heard, "Speed of Light." And yeah, it's without a doubt one of my favorite Stradivarius songs. It's probably the fastest song they've ever done. It's lightning fast. Well, really, it kind of goes at the speed of light with how fast it is, no pun intended. But listening to the entire album in its entirety, "Speed of Light" is a phenomenal track. But you'll have "Uncertainty," the title track, "Stratosphere," another kick butt instrumental from these guys, "Season of Change," "Babylon," which happens to be one of the darkest power metal songs I've ever heard. "Forever" is beautiful. "Will the Sun Rise" is a fantastic song, and I think it's another one of the band's most popular songs. But then my favorite song on the album is the opening track, "Father Time." I think this is generally considered to be another Stradivarius classic, and for good reason. This probably has my favorite vocal performance from Timo Cotopelto. I mean, he is just quite literally up there in range and technique, and he executes it flawlessly, in my opinion. "Father Time" is a masterpiece of a song, and up there with "Vision Southern Cross" as being my favorite Stradivarius song. It's close, but we're going to get to number 1 right now. So with that said, "Episode" comes in here at number 2. And so now we have finally reached it. Number 1, process of elimination. If you're a Stradivarius fan, then you know what album is left, and that is the 1998 album, "Destiny." This is another pretty popular album, so I don't think the Strat fans are going to necessarily argue with me over this, if you will. But yeah, I love every single song off of "Destiny." There's not a weak to mediocre or average at best song on this album. It is just jam-packed with bangers. It opens up with the 10-minute title track, "Destiny," which is up there with one of their best epics. I think Vision's Southern Cross is a little bit better, but the Destiny title track is also up there for sure. It's a wonderful song. Then you have SOS and No Turning Back, which are a pair of two absolutely infectious and fun power metal jams. Rebel is really good. Years Go By is a fantastic ballad. Playing with Fire is really fun. Venus in the Morning is so beautiful. Anthem of the World, the 9.5 minute closer, is, again, just a phenomenal epic. And I love that they bookended this album with two absolutely meaty epic songs. But neither of these two epic songs are my favorite of this album. That title has to belong to the other ballad that's on this album, 4,000 Rainy Nights. Oh my gosh, this is to put it bluntly, this is the best ballad Stratovarius has ever written. It is not even close. So much love and grief and sadness and emotion is put into this song. It is just one of the most unbelievably emotional songs ever written in power metal. And Timo Cotapelto's voice is just the perfect addition for a cut like this. It is so gorgeous. It's up there with being one of probably my favorite Stratovarius song. They just have a lot of fantastic songs. It's hard to pick a favorite. But Catch Me On a Given Day, it may be 4,000 Rainy Nights. But yeah, overall, Destiny, masterpiece of an album, one of the greatest power metal records of all time, in my opinion. It's my favorite Stratovarius album, and will probably remain that way for a good while. So yeah, Destiny comes in here at number 1. All right, so with that said, that concludes this edition of Magic Metal Mondays. Thank you so much for watching, my fellow YouTube divers. This is WaterDive122 signing out, ready to dive and more fun on YouTube. Thanks for watching.